Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully installed our package and now we have to follow our all that other instruction. So now if you want to do that work, you have to go to that position. So here you can see there is all that instruction is here. There is a install that this one, there is our pp install. So we have already successfully installed it. And after that here there is another instruction. We have to add our this function. That is our SSL section and also import our decimal. So here we have to take both of these. Better I just simply copy it and now go to our view. That means here that is our app payment and that is our view. Here we have to load it. So better I put some of the note for you. So it will be for our payment. Okay, it will be for the payment and here I just simply paste it. And also here we have to input our request. So because of all I have already installed that our request. So here you can see I have already added that request. So we have to also import it. So I just simply define as a import. So here I define as import our request. Okay, that means a request. Perfect. And also for the payment we have to also import that socket. So I just simply import and socket. So I just simply input all the things on here. So now we have to create our function. So we have to create our functions after this. Okay, we have to create our function for the payment. So it should be as a logging required. So I just simply copy that logging required. So logging required, and after that I take the function name as a payment. So payment, and also it should be pass that request. So I just simply pass that request. And here we have to get all that our billing address details, right? So here we have to get it. So I just take as a save address, and with our that is I have already added our billing address, right? So if you go to our app payment model, into the app payment model, that is our billing address. So into the billing address here, all that our field, right? So that is all that our field data. So that is all that our field data. I have to get it. So now I want to get it. So for the reasons here we have to do, that is our save address, and that will be as a billing. That means the billing address. So with this billing address I get all that our objects. So objects and then get, that means get or create. If there have any data, it will be get it rather than it will be create it. So I just simply define as a get or create, and create our user. Our user will be our requested user. So I just simply define that our requested user. Okay, and also here I want to define one of the condition. That means the if condition area I want to define. First of all, it should be check it. That means here all that our checkout data will be fill up. So when it should be fill up, then our the option, that means our this button will be appearance, right? And also here I want to do before this payment, it should be check our profile. Like if you go to our profile, so I didn't run that server, so we have to run this server. So I just simply run py and then manage.py and then run server. So our server is now running. So now if you refresh it, so here also I want to do our all that profile. That means this user, all that profile must have also as a fill up. Okay, so both of these I want to check it, and after that I want to make that payment for this user. That means for this product, right? So here I want to define two of these conditions. First of all, it should be check all that our this shipping address. So for doing this, I just put that condition. I take all that our shipping addresses data with this save address. So if I just simply not our this save address, I just make the things with our 0 object. I just converted it, and here I want to check all that our fill up data. So here I have already defined that condition. So with this condition we checked it, right? So with this condition it will be check all that our all that field is empty or not. So now I just simply call it as is fully filled or not. So here I define that condition. Okay friends, so I just simply define that condition. So if this field is not fill up, then it will be show some of the message. So I just simply define that messages will be info, right? So info, and then here we have to pass that request, and with the request area we have to pass that message that you want to show. Like it should be show as a please complete shipping shipping address. Okay, so it will be show this type of one of the message, and after that it will be return and the redirect, and it will be redirect to our if you go to our app payment, and here if you go to that URL, it should be redirected to our this checkout page. Okay, so that is our app payment. So here I define the app payment, and then our path name I have defined as a checkout, so it will be redirected to our this checkout page. Okay friend, and also here we have to check our profile, that means this user profile, right? So this profile is already filled up or not. So here also we have to get all the data. So if you want to put that condition, then you have to do that's pretty much the same. That means if not our request, that means the request user, and then if you go to our app logging, into the app logging, if you go to that model, so here I have already created another class. You can see that is actually our profile. So into the profile area, I have also defined another function that is our is fully filled. That means with this we have also checked it. So with this we can check all that our field is empty or not, right? So that is all that our field for the profile. So here it will be check it. So for now I want to access it with this user, then that is our profile, and with this profile we have to add our this function, right? So now I just simply define our profile, and with this profile I want to access our this function, our function name I have defined. So our function name as is fully filled, so it will be also check it. So everything will be very much clear to you why I'm actually using it. So it will be also check it, and then there is a message will be visible. There are messages info and then request. So with this request I want to show some of the message. Okay, so here it will be show some of the messages. Please complete profile detail. Okay, please complete profile details. It will be show this type of one of the message, and then it will be return redirect. Then it will be return redirect to our in our app logging. If you to go to our URL, into the URL it should be redirected to our this profile page. Okay, that means in our app logging. So I think it's very much clear to you what exactly the things I did on here. So it should be redirected to our app logging, and into the app logging I have created that is our name, path name as a profile. It should be redirected to our profile page. Okay friend, and then after that you should be return our return redirect. So I just simply define the return render. So return render with this request. Here I want to load one of the page. So here I want to do in our app, that means in our app payment, here I want to create one of the page. So this page I want to load on here. It will be as a payment.html. Okay, so here I want to load our this payment.html. So here I just simply define as a app underscore payment. So in particular that folder area I have defined our page name as a payment, so payment.html. Okay, so here after that I want to pass that our context data. So that is our context. So that is our context data, and here right now I don't have any data. Better I want to make the things as empty. So for this payment I want to create one of the URL. So that is in our app, that means app shop, not the app shop, that is in our app payment. So into the app payment, if you go to that our URL, so here I want to create another URL. So I just simply add it. So it will be as a checkout slash. Okay, that is a checkout slash, and it should be as a payment. So payment, and better I just name it as a pay. Okay, pay slash, and then in our view I have created one of the function or function name as a payment. So I just simply name it. So here in our URL, right now we don't need this. So here I just simply define our function name as a payment, and also I name it as a payment. And also this link I want to add in our checkout page. That means in our that is actually the checkout page, and here you can see that is actually our make payment. So here I want to add our this URL. So I just simply define as a URL, and then in our app, that means that is in our app payment. So into the app payment area, so that will be app payment, and here I have created one of the path for access this profile. That means our payment, that is our payment, right? So I just simply added that payment. So that is our URL. So now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, okay, I just click as a save all, and now go to our cart. Into the cart, if you go to our process to checkout, so if you right now make that field as empty, if you click as a save address, now you can see it's now showing you cannot add that your payment, right? So for the reasons here, I defined this condition. So in our view area, I have defined that condition. It will be check it rather than it will be show you some of the message. And also I define another one. So I just now define as a USA, click as a save address, and now if you click as a make payment, yes, you can see it's now redirected to you which page. It's now redirected to you the profile page, right? So also it's now showing as a please complete your profile details. That means here I have defined that condition. So there is a request our user profile, and there is our is fully filled. Then it should be show some of the messages please complete profile details. Okay, because with this function it will be also check all that our profile. That means all that our profile field it will be checked. Okay friend, now I think it's very much clear to you, and after that it should be redirected to our profile. That means the profile page. You can see it's now redirected to the profile page. So here we have to add everything. So now I just name it as a Kazi Aryan, and there is a full name, address I defined for education purpose as a USA, and for now I just simply define city as a USA, put some of the demo zip code and put that country and put some of the phone number. Okay, so here I just fill up every field, click as a save. So now you can see profile updated successful. So now if you go to your cart, go to our process, make a payment, yes, you can see now it's perfectly access our this route. That means the payment pay, right? So here I have already created one of the URL. So I have already created one of the URL as a payment pay. That means our views, I have created one of the function as a payment, and I just name it as a pay. So into the view area, I have loaded our this page. So that is our function name as a payment, and here I define as a return render request our app payment, and that is our payment.html. That means our payment.html page is now successfully loaded. Okay friend, so it should be check both of this. It should be check our shipping address is fill up it or not, and also it should be check our profile address is fill up it or not. And when both of these will be the fill up, then it will be redirected to our payment page. So now we have to update our another all the instructions, because here we have to also add these. We have to also add all the things in our view area. So step by step how we can add it in our next video. I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.